Hi, how are you? My name is Linda with One Life Coaching, and I'm here to do a little bit of a webinar on vision boarding. One of my favorite webinars to do, especially this time of year, just given the fact that how many of you out there personally have wanted to achieve things but have not achieved them. Totally normal. I've done it myself. I still do it. People always ask me what my biggest challenge is in my career, and that's following my own advice. So, with this, I'm going to throw a couple ideas out there, go over some things with you, but mostly, if you're going to do this, this is on video for you guys. So, make an event out of it. It's probably my favorite way to do it. I would suggest that if you're going to do it that way, host a vision boarding party, or I'm sorry, can we pause? Host a vision boarding party, or have your family sit down together to do it. Whatever you do, I want you to make sure you have fun. We're going to go over some of the basics, some really cool ideas, I think. Pinterest also has great ideas, of course. But let's first talk about what we want to do, right? It's not about always doing goals. It's about setting your intentions up, right? Whatever those intentions are on what you want out of life. It could be a vision board. It could be your goals. It could be short term, long term, 2022, or in the next 10 years. It could be your bucket list. It could just be whatever you want to achieve, whatever dreams you want to accomplish. We only have one life, guys. Make it count. So that's the best part. We're in control of our lives, and never lose sight of that. I know circumstances often make us feel like I can't, I'll never, right? Not true, not true. So I want you to really define your best life, right? Whatever that is. There's a lot of truth behind the law of attraction. So by looking at it, by mapping it out, law of attraction, usually, even though you don't believe it, it often will bring a lot of things to fruition. So when we define our goals, we want to define all of them or just some of them. Remember, this is your journey, this is your project, but don't sell yourself short by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, so be creative. Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you just to go over some of the simple backings behind it. Let's start with it. Okay, first and most important, I want you to be inspired. So, what does that mean? It means if you are going to have a vision boarding party, what I love is you have more than one of you there, or if it's your family or just your coworkers or your friends, or even if you do it together through a Zoom, it doesn't matter. But inspire yourself and inspire others. Sometimes you'll come up with ideas that other people might think, wow, that's great, right? When I did my bucket list, I didn't think about some of the places right here in the United States that maybe I'd want to see. And somebody else mentioned the coast, driving the coast of California, the Pacific Highway. And I was like, wow, that sounds like it was an amazing trip. And that definitely made my bucket list because why wouldn't it? But I never would have thought of it if I wasn't collaborating with other people. And that's one of my favorite parts about doing the vision boarding together. So be inspired, inspire other people, and just have fun. Obviously, that's the most important to me because if you're not having fun, what's the point? We do so many things in our life. Go to work, we run errands, we have families, a lot of tragedies, right? We all encounter. So if you have an opportunity to do something with people you care about, people you like, and actually have fun, take advantage of it. Do not let the pandemic hold you back because there is Zoom and you can do this virtually with each other if you can't get together. If you have people that you want to do this with that are on the other side of the country or not close to you at all, or you just can't get together, do it this way. It's totally just as much fun, trust me. and grab a glass of wine, a bowl of ice cream, and just enjoy it. What will I need? Big question, right? You don't need much. And we're going to keep this simple. That's one of my biggest things is people come up with all this stuff. You need all these magazines and you need all this big poster boards. You don't, right? We want to keep it simple. Honestly, I'm a little bit anti-poster boards because where's it going? How many of you are going to hang it up and see it every day? If you are, awesome. But if you're going to go spend $10 on a poster board and you're going to just stick it under the bed somewhere, it doesn't really make any sense to do it. So keeping it simple, use what you have or go to the dollar store. It's amazing what you can find at a Dollar General, okay? Mod Podge, one of my favorite go-tos, which I am going to show you in a little while. Things you can do your vision board on. There's some great ideas. I'm going to show you a picture. I did a desk plotter, frame, canvas, vase. I got a coffee mug, create your own at the dollar store. I actually got a great vase at the dollar store. I think most of the stuff you can get at the dollar store if you don't have one in your own house. So you can take a plain piece of paper and you can put it in a protector sheet and stick it in your notebook if you're going to see it every day. An old shoebox with nothing in it that you're about to throw away. So be creative and don't limit yourself. If you limit yourself in this project, you're going to limit yourself in your life. And we don't want that. So let's get rid of the limitations, inspired, and have fun. One of my favorite pictures, and I'm not a really good artist, but I did draw this because it was important to me. I tell my clients, a goal without a plan is a wish weed. While I love wish weeds, I never really got any big wishes granted to me. It's like a genie in a bottle. So to me, a wish weed isn't going to get me change. Change will get me change. Meaning, if you want something different in life, you have to do something different. So if you say, I want to be happy, what does happy mean? I don't know, right? I want to save money and buy a house. Okay, by when and how much do you need? I don't know. How are we going to get there? We can't. We need to be able to be specific and map it out, right? I want your goals to be big enough that they're going to make you cry and big enough they're going to make you soar, right? Fly and want to really accomplish them. So take your time. If you want to plan a party or do this with friends, write out some thoughts. Don't rush it. This is yours. If your goals aren't big enough to scare you, they're not big enough, right? We can accomplish small things every day. We want to accomplish the big things before it's too late. So keep that in mind. Next time you see a wish weed, give it a shot. See if you get a wish granted. If you do, I'd love to hear about it. How far are we going to map out our goals? For today, I say keep it simple and get the basics down on how to really map out your goals before you go into a 5-10-year plan. What people often do is they map out, this is what I want now, this is what I want in 5 years, this is what I want in 10 years. But they don't come up with the action steps to achieve those goals. And that's the most important, the action behind the intention. So I'm going to say keep it short term, keep it 2022. You may possibly want to go just 3 months. Depends on how confident you are with your ability to achieve them and map them out. We're going to go through that too. How are we going to map them out? First, we want to make sure what our goals are and what the intentions are, and make sure that they are falling into what we call SMART goals. SMART meaning sensible. You don't want to set goals that don't make sense for your life, that aren't achievable. Measurable. Can this goal be achieved in the time period that you set? So if you say you want to buy a $3 million home this year, is that really measurable Or do you have to map that out a little further? Attainable. Are you confident enough that you're going to put the work in to achieve it? You don't want to set unrealistic goals or unattainable goals because that's only going to discourage you. So keep that in mind. It doesn't matter to me, and it shouldn't matter to you how small your goals or how big they are. If they are your goals and you're going to achieve them, that is what matters. Realistic. If I said I want to be a pilot, but I hate to fly and I never even went to school for it in 3 months, how realistic would that be? Don't overshoot. Timely. Can it be achieved again in the time that we put forth? So that's basic SMART goals. I don't think that's going to be difficult. Just keep it in mind while you're mapping through the process. Okay. This is a desk blotter I did, just so you know. For me, I'm always reminding myself to be grateful. So I get to see these quotes every single day. This is one I can't show you. I'm holding it up, so I figured I would just throw a picture on here. I had a book that was all about gratitudes, and I took the pages out, and really, I get to see that every day. And it reminds me, one, to do my gratefuls. So it's not a vision board, so to speak, but this one for me is about starting my day with my gratefuls, remembering to be grateful when the time comes for people who have been there for me. So that's just one small idea that we have. I'm gonna stop sharing this screen. I hope you guys are really taking notes. I hope you are enjoying this, and I hope you are planning something big with your life and with your event. Okay. A couple of things, a couple of ideas. Let's go over them, right? It does not have to be a vision board. It can be a bucket list. It can be a gratitude board. It can just be an inspirational thing that you have. So, for example, I will show you. For me, when my father passed away, I wanted to keep him with me all the time. And at the time, I was really pushing hard in my career. And I'm also a paddleboard racer. So I needed motivation. And what I did was I took a plain piece of copy paper and I put pictures of my father on here. And on the other side, I cut out magazine things and really just put things on here to motivate me that I was going to keep with me every day. Super simple. Again, if you're going to do this, you might want to cut stuff out or print it off the printer and be prepared for it prior to the date coming. But for the most part, you can handwrite it also. A marker does the same thing that the printer does, okay? Another one of my favorite. This was the one I was telling you about before. These are dollar store create your own coffee mugs. The reason I have a few of them here is just to show you. It comes with a simple insert inside to create your own mug. Personally, I didn't like the white. That's just my preference. So what I did was I took that piece out and cut other colors to be the same size. And then I was just able to use that. So again, just be creative and make it something that you love. Do you have to drink coffee out of it? No, I've never had coffee in my life, believe it or not. But so these were just some colors that I threw out there. I do keep it on my desk every day. I do look at it every day, and it does inspire me. And that's really what my goal was. So I took my black piece of paper. I cut out a couple things like wake up and focus on your dreams, but I really just mapped out my business for the year. Worked backwards. So here's a great idea and a great concept. If you want to achieve something specific by the end of the year, and you're not sure if you can do it. For example, a client of mine wants to buy a house this year. She has to fix her credit. So first we have to figure out what she has to do and how long that's going to take. Second, she wants a deposit of $15,000 for the house. Can you save it? She thought she could save it in 2 months. That was not realistic. So we went, looked at her budget, looked at her finances, figured out how much she could save a week, and then figured out by when she could have $15,000. So if you work backwards a little bit, let's take another example. You want to make $150,000 this year, and you're an entrepreneur. Okay, awesome. What do you need to do? What do you need to make in the year? 150. What is that a month? What does that break down to a week? What does that break down to a day? And can you achieve it? And if you can, what do you need to bring into your business to achieve it? And then you're going to push hard to really accomplish that. And that to me is the best way to map out your goals. And same with a bucket list. If you're going to do a bucket list, maybe you're not going to put a time frame on it. Maybe you're going to just say, hey, once a year, we're going to pull something out of this bucket list. Make sure it's doable, make sure it's affordable, make sure it's something that's going to work for you. Another great idea, and here's where Mod Podge comes in, guys. I'm going to show you. First of all, you don't need anything specific. For example, I had this box. It had glasses in it. I'm going to use it for something, right? So let's just say I wanted to take this old picture of my dad and I, and I'm going to put it on here. Mod Podge is like glue, okay? But it's a little bit more magical in the sense that you literally just brush it right over top. Hang on a second. I don't think any house should be without Mod Podge. Okay. So I just Mod Podge that picture on here. We'll look at it in a little while. But to show you what it would look like is this. It's going to dry clear. It's going to dry. It's going to keep everything on there. No worries. You just go right over the pictures with the Mod Podge like I did. This is another great idea. I took one of these old books. It looks like a book. It's a storage box. And I just collaged it with photos. Okay, here we go. My bucket list. I took the dollar days from the dollar store. And I just bucket list, threw some beach pictures on here, everything I printed, Bora Bora, cruise to Greece, writing more books. So whatever your bucket lists are, save a life, doesn't matter. Have fun with it. You can look at it every day. You can do what you want. You can be creative with a bucket list. It doesn't have to go on a days. I just like it because I see it every day, right? I also believe I took another box. Which I'm working on. Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go. I took this as well. You can take and put in this ball a whole bunch of inspiring things for your goals, right? This is a ball from Michael's. You can literally just put whatever you want inside the glass. So, sorry. Another great idea. Your ideas are only limited if you allow them to be limited. So if we were going to keep this simple, I hope you got some really great concepts out of this, because one, keeping it simple, having fun, doing it with people that you really, really enjoy, and then taking and mapping everything out so that it's doable. And I'm gonna show you another example. So I'm gonna pull back up my screen. And we're gonna add another page. And we're gonna do this together, okay? Okay. Let's just mapping out goals. My space bar is up. I do not have a space bar, so that's not gonna. Let's just say we want to. Let's use buy a home. Okay, we need $20,000 deposit. Okay, and we want to do it by December. Okay, what do we need to do that? So for starters, we will calculate that to, we have about 11 months, $20,000. This is how I want you to do them all. That's 18 months. And that is $454 a week. Would give you that if you were able to do that. If you think about it and you do your budget, you may have more than that. If you don't have more than that, maybe you want to re-budget. Whatever your goals are, we're going to do the same thing. Now let's say instead of buying a house, you want to get a promotion. This one. Okay. With a promotion. What do I need to do? Okay, so first, what do I want to be? I want to be general manager. Okay, what do I need to do to become general manager? Whatever those are, I need to do A, B, C, whatever they are, make sure you map it out specifically so that you get that accomplished and you do it. If not, you just say, I want to be general manager. That's not going to happen. Okay, so I hope that helps. Smart, realistic, attainable. Have fun, be inspired. There are no rules. Remember, if you're making this vision board or you're making this bucket list for anybody other than you, then you're doing it for the wrong reason. Do it for yourself. You have to love it. If you don't love it, you're not going to want to do it. So make sure that it's exactly what you want to do. Your way, no one else's. Inspire each other, have fun. And if you have any questions, always you can reach out. I'm sure whoever sent this video to you will have my contact information and you can reach out at any time. Remember, simple. Keep things that you have at home. Don't go spending a lot of money. Most important, I also think besides having fun and inspiring each other, is to keep it where you're going to see it every day. If you see it every day, you're going to probably be motivated every day. You're going to accomplish more. So that's my big points with vision boarding. And I hope this was great for you guys. I hope you have fun with it. And I look forward to hopefully getting some feedback and seeing some of your great projects.